Hi everybody, so welcome back to the Queen's panel. Today we're talking about episode 7. We still have 9 more episodes to go about this boring season, but I guess we'll survive. So what did you guys think overall of the episode before we get into the review?
I was annoyed by the episode, I'll be honest. I was annoyed the whole time. I was just like, this is so boring. This is such a waste of my time. Like, what is going on? This whole Marlow beef thing, like, I'm over it. I think, like, I just miss good old Real Housewives where things was like, you can have conversations, you can have dialogue, and it's not like, oh, two separate teams. The whole thing was just so annoying from start until the end. But yeah, that's I'll shut up now. That's how I feel.
I feel like throw the season in the trash. Let's take let's do a reboot. Take a couple years off and restart.
Yeah, I agree. This episode and the previous episodes have been very underwhelming. And like you previously said, I miss when the seasons or the episodes were fun and lighthearted. And I'm just tired of the separate teams, it seems like, that they have going on.
Yeah. So let's get into the episode proper. Is someone eating something in the background?
Oh, that's me. I'm sorry.
No worries. So the episode started off with Drew on her dead music career. I really do not know why she's singing, but
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Say it again. Say it again.
I didn't expect that off the rip.
like someone needs to be honest. Like
No
if
lie
it's
was
the
told.
fans that would be honest, maybe cause
Oh my God. Oh.
It's true.
because why are you wasting so much money? Then I went to check on YouTube. Definitely the video did not drop because I did not see it anywhere on YouTube. So she probably just spent a lot of money to do all this.
It's all for show.
Yeah, Bravo's paying for that.
Mm-hmm.
That's Bravo paying. She's not paying. That's Bravo. Bravo
always
kept
put their
that shirt
money.
on.
Yeah.
Like the way he was speaking about his body, how sexy he was, like when he took the shirt off.
Cringe.
I'm not saying it's bad.
No,
For his
it's
age,
but
it's definitely not bad. But she should have just hired someone else.
oh my God, I
I
can't.
think first things first, the editor, whoever the guy was, did not even seem to remember some of the things that she has done. I'm like, what? Like, I was a bit confused. Like, he was like, what is step up or whatever he said. I can't, like, that made me laugh. Like, I was just like, look at who you're trying to bring on your side, and he doesn't even know what you have done. Like, they need to stop playing with Drew like that. No, seriously.
Yeah, you are totally right. Now she knew him from, he said that was what, 2008 or 2009.
Yep.
That's only 15 years ago. I mean, if you're coming, he's coming to get a job and make money. He couldn't look up and read up on the person to get refamiliarized with who he was.
He did not
Right.
care.
Come on now.
He didn't. He looked like he didn't want to be there at all.
Yeah. And he was just like, oh, it's an opportunity for me to be on TV, so I'm going to show up. I wear my sunglasses in the house.
Yeah,
Like,
the habit sunglasses, like he's doing this on the DL.
and he has a hat as well. Like, that's like the starter kit for someone who does not want to be found or seen or anywhere.
Like he you know what he's like? He wants, like, he's famous and he doesn't want anyone to know who he is. We don't know who you are, sir. We do not know who you are, Rage. We don't know who you are. And you come in and that, but he expects her to know that him and his wife are going on, what, 20-something years, he said? But you remember the movie Step Up? even not even remembering she was in it, just not know the movie. Like, come on, I'm probably older than you, and I know that movie. Never watched it, but I know the movie. Like, come on now. You're on mute.
Oh, can't hear you.
You're still on mute. You're still muted.
Still
We
can't
can't
hear
hear you.
Honestly, I feel like Drew just, yeah, I don't know, man.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yes, now we can hear you. Oh, we can't hear you
Now we
again.
can't hear you.
Something is wrong with your mic, yeah.
Yeah.
No,
I think
still
Drew is
can't.
constantly letting these people play in her faces. Or in her
Mhm.
face,
I
rather.
think the problem.
Now I can
Can
hear
you hear
you.
me?
Yes,
Okay, I think
perfect.
I'll just have to shout. I think there's something wrong with my mic today.
With your mic, yeah, no, that's okay.
Yeah. I think the guy was trying to act mysterious, sort of like, oh my God, I'm important, so I don't care about these little movies. I'm like,
Yeah. I'm like, the least you could have done is like looked through like her catalog of work or get some
Mhm.
understanding of who she is. It's a job at the end of the day. Like, if you didn't want to show up, then don't show up. You know,
Exactly.
you showing up and not knowing what she has done and playing in her face. What's interesting is she doesn't seem to be offended
No,
about
she.
these sorts of things. And I think that's what makes me like her a little bit more, because I'm like, I don't know who would let someone play in their face like that and be like, oh, well, yeah, nah. I don't know what that's about, but yeah.
Yep. She's oblivious to shade and everything else. It's like
She
she just
is.
doesn't get it. And people shade her and whatnot all the time, and she just does not get
She
it.
just doesn't get it. And I'm like, must be nice to be like so oblivious that like the shade doesn't even affect you because you don't even care, like you're not paying attention, like you're just like whatever.
I
Yeah,
don't know if she's just so self-absorbed that
he just doesn't get it.
get it, but that was funny.
Mm,
Girl.
yeah, I think that was the only entertainment I got from this episode.
Because that could have been done over Zoom.
Yep,
Over
it did
Zoom,
need to be
FaceTime,
face to face.
WebEx, that could have been done. That didn't need to be a face-to-face meeting at all.
the man paid for promo. So,
Mm. But then if you're gonna pay for promo, then at least come looking prepared. Come
well,
looking like a
Ralph came looking
professional.
prepared.
Ralph was like, I am ready to
It
strip,
was
honey.
really
He came
great being
ready.
in this music video.
He came ready for his magic mic moment, honey. He was not playing.
But
Honestly.
also, I guess they wanted to
That's what
include.
made that's what made me feel bad, because you could see that she's like really all on Ralph, and then we are in the future watching something in the past. It's just like,
Yeah,
Mm,
yeah, because we know what's going to happen.
we know what's coming.
I was just about to say that. I think it's so funny whenever they're on the camera and she's always talking about the chemistry never lies, but we know
Mm.
what's happening now. They're literally
the
getting
chemistry definitely lied.
Yeah,
It's been lying since day one, honey. Sorry to break it to you.
literally.
Lying. The
you know,
lies.
as you look at this stuff, you see how Ralph is setting his future up to get money,
Mhm.
to get the royalties from everything that she does. He's setting himself up.
And she's so oblivious.
Yep,
Yeah.
she
Because
is.
he was so upset. I'm
Mm.
like, he tried to play it cool that he was not in the music video, because like, why would I want my husband to be a model in my music video?
Right.
That's just weird. But let's move on. I think we've mocked her enough. I just need her to just like end this whole music career. But I have to say, the song was actually catchy.
I
Yeah,
think she
I
can
like the
sing.
song.
I'll be honest. I think she can sing. I think she just needs better management
Mm-hmm.
and some lessons here and there. But I think she's a really good singer. I think she
Yeah.
can. She also needs a good writer as well.
Yep, she needs to get. This is where she needs to get with Candy.
Mm.
Candy is
Better promotions,
And
better team.
Candy is a good writer.
she
Candy would
is.
write a good
Candy
song
is
for
an
her.
excellent writer. Candy Kandi could
Hey,
really help her.
Gigi.
Hey
I
Gigi,
hope you're
are you out
feeling
of the
better.
hospital? I think she should get cleared today.
Yeah, I hope she's all good. Mm.
Yeah. Yes. What you call it needs to get with Kandi. Hopefully now that she's getting divorced, she knows she can get with Kandi and Kandi will hook her right up.
To be fair, the way she's been like, on Candy's side this week, I would hope Candy writes a good song for her just as payback. I'm just saying.
I don't think she's going to pursue music anymore because, as she said, she was pursuing music because that was what brought her and her husband together. And now there is no more. It's like studying a course because of your parents. When your parents leave, like you lose that kind of motivation, sort of thing. So I'll be shocked if she continues. But
I hope it's like it feels like a revenge thing where she's like pulling out all these songs about him, like I need
yeah,
to get
make
some.
that
And
cash.
yep, get that money. I need you to pull some, melody Shari, get some songs out there,
Do
you
some
know.
Mary J. Blige type songs.
Exactly.
You
Like
give
Like she
me
that's
can
what
really play it in her favor.
she really should. I feel like she needs to sit down with Candy. Let Candy teach her how to get the bag, Kenny.
but
She
also
might not be able to sing, but she will teach her how to get that bag.
she can do background vocals for people too.
Yeah.
People always need background vocalists, so she should do that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll have to see what happens with her.
These two right here.
Snooze
The
fest.
meeting of the
Snooze
fates.
fest.
Did
Because
you
I'm
catch?
tired of Saya lying that she wants to get pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
You have your
Mm-hmm.
entire family, extended family at home. And I'm tired of her saying, oh, I want to be neutral. Girl,
Girl, shut up. You're not neutral.
and
You've
and
never
it's the
been.
fact that she's now pretending like she's understanding currently that the group is divided. Mala is the one dividing the group. It has nothing to do with Kenya or Drew.
Mhm.
They pick the side. You pick the side. Just be honest.
Yep.
Yeah.
100%. 100%.
I'm so tired of her.
Yeah.
She could. This was her second season. She can go.
Yeah, she brings
Yeah,
no
from day
value.
one, I said she should leave, but people are like, "Oh, give her one last chance." But no,
Mm-mm. No.
she is boring. She brings nothing to the show. She just needs to go, and she has no. She had the audacity to say she thinks Candy should be out of the show. Like, girl, you are
Yeah.
the one who needs to leave. Don't get me wrong. I have my own personal opinions about Candy's position on the show, but that's not the point. Candy is at least doing something. You
I mean,
dry.
Candy is providing storylines for everybody. As much as
Mhm.
I feel like Candy has outgrown the show,
Same
she's the
here.
only one providing a storyline for everybody.
Yeah. And at least say what you want, but when Candy needs to turn up, Candy knows how to turn up.
Mm-hmm.
That part.
Sanya does not. Sanya lets people play in her face.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She's just there stupid, looking stupid all the time.
Yeah,
She's
I
not made
agree.
for Real Housewives. She really isn't. She needs to quit it and just find something else to do.
Because when anybody calls her out, she always tucks her tail. At least Candy stands up for what she said. Like, I said what I
Exactly.
said with Candy.
100%.
Yeah.
That being said, am I the only one who was bothered about her weave? I was just like, it felt a little bit far back because her forehead was like just so.
Now, I think she has a
Big.
very prominent forehead.
Yeah.
And that's
She does.
okay.
Yeah.
Rihanna has a prominent forehead, but she's beautiful, right? And she just does things that don't, I don't know. This hair just wasn't it. I'm sorry.
Yeah. It didn't compliment her forehead at all.
It did not. It did not.
Oh, that is funny.
But I don't know why everybody is blaming Kenya and Drew. I guess, yes, they did play a part. But when you look at it the other way, if someone is saying something negative about my friend or someone I consider a friend, I would definitely go and tell you because Marlo has been trying to ruin Candy's business etiquette. No, I don't care how anybody wants to play it. You are trying to say she's a bad boss and she has multi-million businesses. So
Mm-hmm.
You're trying to play with her money.
I was like really annoyed. I think I was even triggered with the way she was trying to say, "Oh, I'm neutral. I want everybody to talk about their man." They're like,
Shut up. Literally. Honestly, that was me watching the episode. I was just like, shut up. Oh, been a while
to be
since someone
honest,
has annoyed me so much.
her neutrality only affects Candy. She always has a problem with Candy. She always has a problem with Kenya, but she never has a problem with Marlo. She feels Marlo is defending herself righteously.
Exactly. That's my problem with her. It's like anyone with common sense knows that Marlo is unhinged. Even Sheree, Marlo's BFF, knows that Marlo is unhinged. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Even her confessional, she's like, oh, Marlo just wants attention. Marlo wants validation. That's her bestie saying that. You, how
She
long
needs
have you
a
known
man.
Marlo
A
for?
man will give her validation.
Right? You know, she's only known Marlo for how long? Not that long. But
No, not at all.
she is so silly, does not have a mind of her own. Also, if you see, I don't know if you guys noticed the pattern. So initially, when she was initially friends with Drew and then dropped Drew for Sheree, and then was friends with Candy and then dropped Candy for Marlo. It's a pattern. It's like you use people and then when they no longer serve the purpose to which you need them for, you drop them.
A mess.
I think she wants to have a place. My problem with her is that she has not found her place, so she's finding problems with like every single person on the show, and it's very uncomfortable because she's like, yeah, she's a lap dog. In fact, I'm going to be very honest. Drew and Kenya are Candy's lap dog. Saya is my lap dog. If we're going to call out somebody, we might as well call out everybody. But the
I
fact is
agree.
that she does not want to accept that she's doing Marlo's evil work. She feels like, oh, I'm justified. I hate people like that they always think that they're justified in every single thing they do.
I think she's not even smart enough to notice. I think she's not smart enough to notice. I don't think she actually even realizes that that's exactly what she's doing. I think she's sort of like she's caught in the web of Marlo. Like she said, oh, Marlo, when she was sick and had COVID, Marlo did this for her, right? I think she's caught in all of that she cannot see anything that Marlo does. I think also she's scared of Marlo. She
Mm.
knows that
Mm-hmm.
she can't be on the other side of Marlo. She can't even handle Kenya's mouth. How's she going to
Exactly.
handle Marlo? So she knows that in a way it's also self-preservation, in my opinion.
Actually.
Wow.
But yeah, talking about Hashiba Shan. Like she keeps trying to blame Candy for her business. Girl, I have no problem with the fact that your stuff is expensive because obviously we have Gucci, we have Chanel. Most of their things don't actually make sense and they are quite expensive. But the fact is that the quality of what you are bringing is questionable. And it's quite obvious that you are just going to all this like AliExpress, buying in bulk, stamping your stuff. Have no problem, make that money. But you don't, your website crashed, people could not contact you, you have so many problems with your orders. How is that Candy's fault?
Right. Candy clearly struck a nerve with Sheree. And then it probably is even worse because Candy is a good businesswoman and
Yeah.
Sheree clearly is not. Like you said, her website crashed in the midst of her dropping Sheen by Sheree. So, yeah, I think she struck a nerve.
Well, you know, interestingly, Candy and Kenya really wanted to help her last season with Sheen,
Mm-hmm.
but she didn't come through. It's like
Mm-hmm.
if you need someone's help and they're offering the help, why not take the help? Instead, you are struggling with Shein. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, I'm just tired of her pretending like it's not from Shein.
Because it
I
is.
don't even think it's from Shein because you will get it more cheaper on AliExpress.
Is she smart enough to do that?
That's a good question.
I'm
That is a good
just,
question.
I'm just spring, summer, September. Like, I think I'm just like, I don't think she's even that smart, I'll be honest.
Actually, it's true because I mean, so many celebrities shouted out "She" by Sheree and everything. So I was expecting that she would be having like 1,000 orders, but regardless of the shouting, she's still having like I've not gotten the amount of orders she has had. Obviously, I do not have a store, but she's having like 275. But girl, celebrities
I've
have been
never seen
shouting you
anyone
out. Look at
wearing
the
her.
platform you have.
Yep. And I've never seen anyone wearing her fit. That is a problem.
Me
Me
either.
I
neither.
can never wear it. See, if I'm going to buy someone's custom made clothes, if I see you slap a brand that is so big, hell no, I'm not wearing it.
100%. I don't want to wear a tramp stamp. I'm sorry. I'm just not. I'm
because,
not gonna do that.
because when Rihanna shouted her out, she should immediately sent some stuff over to Rihanna.
hundred
Exactly. As a
percent.
good
That's how you do
businesswoman,
business. Of course,
exactly.
she had nothing left because she didn't plan for that.
Let me
Mm-hmm.
let me tell you something. Um, you see how Beyonce, whenever she has a new drop of her Ivy Park stuff, when she sends it out to the celebrities, those
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
celebrities are not paying for that. She's sending that stuff out for free. And you see, she
Exactly.
sends it out to so many people. She just sends it out because what's that doing? That's getting her income.
Free promo.
Yep, that's all promo, and that's all she had to do. That was what last year. That was what
Mm-hmm.
in like November. Send that to Rihanna. When Rihanna, because Rihanna probably would have taken a picture in it or something for her, and she would have got sales and everything else. But does she do it? No.
But to be honest, would Rihanna even want to wear that fabric? Like, I'm just
Rihanna would.
saying.
Rihanna
She
would have
didn't
put it
even
on
give to
for her.
her fellow cast members. So she
Yeah.
definitely doesn't care about her business.
She does not know how to run a business. That's just the reality. And that
I
is
mean, that's why
okay.
her and Martell are running the same circles.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Because they don't have the heart or the passion like Candy does for business,
And that's
or
the thing.
even Kenya.
Stop acting. Stop pretending to us like you have
Yeah.
something other than a merch line. Like, seriously. Oh, I've been so busy with She by Shein. Why? What could you possibly be doing that is taking your time? Seriously. Slapping the
Let
logo
her
on some
say that to
fabric.
us.
Like, seriously. Oh, anyway. Anyway.
It's just very like frustrating and all that. Because
Yeah, it was.
when, because to me, I feel like if you have everything. People like us, we have to struggle. We have to like beg people to like promote. You have to pay people to promote, but you have everything. How many millions of followers does she have? It's disappointing.
It is. It is. And the thing
Oh,
is,
but
like,
this thing,
oh, yes. Oh, yes. Mm-mm.
Yeah,
You
this
know
right
what?
here.
Say what you want, but I like Candy. I like when Candy said to her, "I'm watching you too." She basically insinuated that, I don't trust you too. And I loved every minute of it. Because it's
Hmm.
like Tanya is a flip flopper, right? She's like, whenever she's with someone, it's like, "Oh, girl, how are you?" And da 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 da. But then when she's on the other team as well, she's playing in everyone's faces.
Yep.
So I love how Candy told her, and she's like, "Oh, what did I do?" I'm like, "Girl, you know what you did. You can't sit in my face and be defending someone who was very disrespectful and unhinged towards me and who is trying to ruin my business and then make it seem like, oh, we're all good, like there's no issue. That doesn't make any sense. Like, if she stayed neutral, it's different. But the problem is she never stays neutral. She's always like dropping a little 2 cents in and then like coming back. For instance, she was I don't know if you guys picked it up in the confessional, talking about she thinks they put some hot sauce on it. Girl, were you there? Did Candy tell you what they said? No. Like, where did you get that from?
It's just
And so
like
it's like
very
she's
pathetic.
constantly involving herself. Then she's like, "Oh, I'm not involved." Like, girl, you put yourself in this mess.
Yeah, I agree. Absolutely ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
But did you notice, like, as much as I feel like I was happy that Candy called her out and everything, I still felt like it was sort of pathetic that Candy cried because it's almost like you are showing them that they have the power to make you annoyed. Because this is what Malu wants. She wants to get under her skin. She wants her to feel bothered that, oh, I'm saying something about you. Because to be honest, someone like Sonia, because even after having this conversation with Sonia, Sonia did not to see the bad in what she's doing. Seems
Yeah.
like she was talking to a wall.
To be honest, she's so far up Marlo's ass, she can't say anything.
Mm-hmm.
She really just can't. She's not gonna say
Mm.
anything. But the thing about it is, I get what you're saying about the crying thing, but I feel like as someone who has cried when I was so upset and angry that I couldn't, when there's this stage you get to when you start crying, you're not crying because someone got to you as such. You're crying because you can't, like, I don't want to say it, but we're probably gonna get struck off. So because you can't seriously hurt this person, basically.
Actually. But
I think that's what it is. But yeah.
I just don't like Sonia. I like her storyline, but it's the fact that she's not willing to let the storyline play. She would rather just be
The
a
bone collector.
pretender.
Mm-hmm.
She's so
Bone
deceptive. Like,
collector.
she's not even collecting the bone well. It's like, do you see how Tiffany collected bones?
Mm.
It's almost
Mm-hmm.
like you cannot really hate her because she's making things happen. But you are making things happen, but then you're supporting one person and then you're telling every other person that, oh, their feelings are not valid.
Mm-hmm. I can't believe
That's
I'm
very,
saying it, but Sheree did a better job than what this one is doing right
you can say that a million times.
now. Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's why the episodes are so boring because it's like nobody's giving us their real self. Everybody's just trying to make sure that they keep their peach for next season. Like acting.
But that's the thing. The best way to keep your peach is by giving us your real self. Like, I don't understand why people just can't get that.
It's
Like,
they're
for
not
instance, right?
getting. Saya does not want people to talk about her marriage because if you look at it, her husband is always away. She's so codependent on her family members. And I'm sure that the reason why the husband has not still moved their business to Atlanta is because she has her entire family at home. And honestly, it's uncomfortable. Like I keep telling
Yep.
people that if I get married, I'm not going to have like family members in my house. There's nothing like, oh, my mom wants to come and stay, my sister wants to come and stay. No, 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 no.
Let
If you
them
guys
get
are
a
so rich,
hotel.
stay in a hotel.
Mm-hmm. 100%. Yeah. Yeah, no. To be honest, I feel like the cameras need to explore what's really happening in Tanya's marriage because I don't understand it. Like, her
Something is
husband is
happening.
something must be happening. It must be because our husband is nowhere to be found this whole season. We're like on
Yeah,
what, episode
And he's a
7?
I
fine
think
man at that.
Mm.
She has a
And he's
very
all
fine husband.
and he's
right, and
and
he's been
he's
on one
busy.
episode.
Mm. For like 5 seconds, and he's busy,
Right.
busy, busy all the time. Okay,
What does he
cool.
even do?
He owns a car service up in Texas, I believe. But I'm
Yeah.
just like, how long does it take to move things around? I've
Right.
been moving this since last season. Okay.
Hmm.
Like trying to move her family. Mm-mm.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And Sonya knows she doesn't want to have another baby. She needs to stop that.
Right.
Yeah, she needs to cut it out and stop lying in our faces. Stop
Yeah.
playing.
Because what's she gonna do with another baby, and she wants her family to leave? Like, get out of here, girl.
Yep. Mhm. Yep. Yep. Sounds about right.
He's
Hmm.
definitely getting it from somewhere else. That
Mm.
is a
Oh,
fact.
Because she's definitely
Because
not
that man
giving it
is
up,
not going months. He's not going months without doing nothing.
and it's
No.
Him, yeah.
not bothering you.
Mm-mm.
Suspect.
Yep.
No way.
Mm-mm.
But why
Well,
do I feel like she's not bothered? I don't know, because I will be bothered. I'm in my marital home. My husband is never around. We keep saying we want to have kids, and you're just there. Like something is not adding up. Like, are you guys actually
storyline.
attracted to each other? Your child is way grown up. That child looks like it's up to like 4, 5. So I'm like,
mm.
Storyline.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I think,
Storyline.
yeah, she does not want any children. It's just any more children anyway. I think it's just storyline. It's just like, oh, yes, all lies at this point. Mm-mm.
Hmm.
well, you may never know.
Yep.
Yeah. And I think, to be fair, this is probably her last season.
It
This
Yeah.
definitely
Yep.
has to be because she's offering us nothing than this
hmm
forehead.
And I know, like, Andy usually doesn't like to just change cast, like, after one season, but 2 seasons is a good time. And she still doesn't know how to read anybody, doesn't know how to
Mm-mm.
respond to shade. Like, girl, you're never gonna learn. Like, just get out.
Like,
Yeah.
what's painful about Sonia is that she has always been in the wrong team every single time. I'm not saying that you need to lap dog for Candy, but you can be neutral in a way that you are not painfully annoying and painfully slow, because she just sounds very dumb and sometimes like said, oh, I'm trying not to allow someone's problem with the other person affect my relationship. God, girl, you're already so biased. We can't even
You
see you
are.
say something that makes any sense without you saying that Kandi is wrong. Like you've used every single way to say Kandi is wrong. I'm like, so how are you neutral? You are just riding the fence so nobody comes at you. She does not like confrontation. She does not
Mm-hmm.
want to speak out because she really just wants to ride that fence.
Yep. That is all it is. That is all it is. So she'd rather just stay there, play in your face, act like it's all good, and then go to the other person and kiki and laugh. But then it's so
Mm-hmm.
painfully obvious where our alliances are. And the thing is, if that's where your alliance is, then that's cool. Stop like trying to come in Candy's face and be acting like you guys are friends.
Hmm.
You're not. Like, there's no need for that. Mm.
It's just like,
Mm-mm.
I don't like her. Like,
Yeah.
I like her storyline. If she had just stuck to the family storyline, because I was really expecting her to give us the family storyline, like, oh, I have a husband, we're having issues, we're having this, like, because we have no other person to give us a storyline. Because Candice's family storyline is already stale and boring, so we need someone else to carry the baton and like give us something. And obviously, that was what Saya promised us, and she's like
I don't know.
not delivering
Weirdly enough,
anything.
I've never expected her. Weirdly enough, I kind of never felt that like transparent kind of vibe from her. So I never really thought that she would really open up her family in that way to like show us the real. So like, to be
See,
honest, I never really expected that storyline to like really show up.
at this point, I'm starting to believe other people saying that her sister would have made a better housewife than her.
Yes, I'm not like I completely agree with that. A sister has the right amount of sass. I'm sure that she would come for Kenya and that might be interesting. I'm
Yeah,
sure she'll
because
be able
you keep
to hold her
saying that you
own.
have a problem with Kenya, Drew, but you keep quiet when you're in front of them.
Yeah, and even the way you address it, it's like it's given I'm scared of these people. Like, speak up. Like, don't get
Hmm.
me wrong, you don't have to love confrontation. But if you're in confrontation, you're in confrontation. You deal with it.
Exactly.
You know? But, well.
It's just slow. But the only funny thing about this episode was this Sheree's message,
Oh
as
yeah.
Yana said.
Yeah.
But Sheree was fake because she knows that she also played a part in people not being friends.
Of course.
Because she will always go to the confessionals talking and running her mouth like as if she has anything to also offer to the show. Like the only thing she's offering is a
It's the
new body
confessionals.
space and
Ooh.
probably just some confessionals with tongues. Like she actually has nothing to offer to the show. Her dead storyline with Martell basically brought nothing to the show. She has nothing. Even the whole scene with her son, they just wanted to make it seem like she's a family person and show us that the son was dating a white woman. Like nothing.
Why do I feel like she preps for those confessionals, i.e., like gets ghostwriters? Because I'm just like, no,
She
because
probably
think about it,
does.
right? Think about it. In the scenes, she's never really that funny. She never really
Mm-mm.
gives us any of the sass. But all of a sudden,
Yeah.
in confessionals, you have all these like comebacks and you're sounding so witty. I'm like, girl, you're like two different people right now.
Yeah, she
So
definitely
I
has a
personally,
ghostwriter.
I agree. I think someone is in her DM sending her like information, say this,
Yep.
and then I really believe that if you're one of those that sending Sheree stuff, please come in the comment section and show yourself, because I legit believe that this, like, there's nothing anyone can tell me. She's not on the show. Unless I'm making up, but I've never really seen funny, witty, engaging in that way. Like what she's giving in the confessionals is what she used to be giving on the show, but she's not giving that. So she's not that.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that because like with Kenya will be witty in the confessionals and in person when she's
Yeah.
reading the girls. But Sheree completely different. And I would think Sonia is the same way. She'll have something kind of witty to say a little bit in the confessions, but then in person she's, like I said, tucking her tail and acting like she didn't say what she said.
Yeah.
I've not heard her said anything weird. She has been boring both in and out of the confessional.
Uta cannot stand her ass. Like Uta, like I don't
honestly,
care.
I feel like you're fake.
Nothing that woman
If
says.
you
has
hate
her moments.
somebody, be honest, because you are just like you are going to have like a hard chest trying to hold in the hate. I'm not like I don't know how people fake it. You guys must not be cordial. You guys must not be friends. And that's the problem with life nowadays. Nobody wants to no longer like be enemies. Just be enemies and toughen it out and just like move on with life. I don't know why I need to suffer if I hate you.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I definitely think someone typed this message for Sheree because there's no way she could have been.
Oh yeah,
all
Sheree didn't
this.
make that up.
Absolutely not.
Of course, it was someone in her DMs, in my opinion.
She ain't got
Publicist or assistant if she paid them because you know she don't like to pay.
Yeah, the person is probably gonna come out and complain because she doesn't like paying nobody. She's allergic to payments, like
right.
And we all know she ain't that smart, so she'll be able to figure.
I think it was on Watch What Happens Live, and Andy said she has a. What did he say? She has a thing with payments or something. The way he said it was so funny. I need to go back and watch it. But I was just like, nah,
it's
that
true.
is the best way to sum it up. Like, I don't understand why you don't pay people for their services. Like, imagine I got She by Shein and I didn't pay for anything and I just took them all. Like, would she be cool with that? What a joke.
It's actually true. Maybe one of her children would.
I don't even think that her children are that funny, to be fair.
Actually, because the son is boring, he looks slow.
Exactly. Oh God.
He's down in Atlanta. There's a million and one rappers.
The only achievement that the son has is getting a child by a white woman.
Oh
wow.
Oh wow.
Oh. I feel like today is the Savage channel. Like at this point, like just put the Savage channel.
Because that's like the only time they show him like taking care of the child, and I'm so sure that they're so happy that the child's hair is not kinky. I'm like, we need to start being honest ourselves in the Black community because
I'm not. Wow. Wow. I don't even know what to say on that.
Maybe because I really don't like Shari, because I feel like she's the one that's adding the least. Her and Kenya, they are competing for the most irrelevant.
Oops.
So let's go on to the meeting.
Yes, please.
We found
look
not much
good.
happened here, so yeah. Let's
But it's
move
very
on.
obvious Marlo is not here. Maybe that's why the picture looks like there's a lot of family.
I just,
One person with his family.
I'm hoping Courtney that we don't need her as a friend of next season.
Is she a friend of? I think they'll give her a pitch.
No, she's a friend. She's a friend of. She's a friend of, and
If they give her
she can go.
then the standards are literally in the gutter.
I don't know if I'm the one that noticed. I feel like as the season kept progressing, I didn't realize she started protecting Marlo less. Even in this episode, she didn't say anything
she is staying out folks' way now. She yep. Smart. I think she chose too quickly initially, right? So when she first came in, she was on Marlo's side, right? However, when she saw how Marlo treated, I guess, the knock, the way Marlo was acting on the trip, slamming the door and all of that, I think that was when the shift happened. And then I think she became a bit more empathetic towards Candy. If you remember, she went outside to check on Candy and like gave her like a little rub on her shoulder or something like that. And to be fair, that was more that body language was telling me that it was more empathetic. Like she realized, wow, Marlo really is unhinged.
Right. And I feel like she got the wrath of Candy really quick and she changed her mind. And also, Candy has Kenya and Drew on her side, and Drew is quote unquote her cousin. So I think right there she kind of picked her side. Like, do I want to be on this side or do I want to be on Marlo's side? And then, like you said, she's seen that Marlo was a little deranged and doing too much on the trip, slamming doors and just doing the most. So I think that helped her pick her side, but she did pick a little too quick.
She did.
But I want to see how that cousin thing is going to age with the divorce.
Right.
That's my cousin. That's my cousin. Girl, married, and you just found out he was your cousin.
Just found out.
How much of a cousin is he?
To be honest,
very convenient.
I don't actually see her taking Ralph's side because even though she's so-called Ralph's cousin or whatever, right? It's not like they're hanging out the way she's hanging with Drew.
Right.
So I think naturally she would fall into like being like compassionate towards Drew as opposed to Ralph, so to speak.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
We'll see. She may turn on her. The producers may want her to, turn on her, saying that's really your cousin, and Drew's not your cousin, and family comes first. Who knows? She may come up with that line.
True.
So we got to see how it goes.
This is true, just for a storyline.
Yeah.
Yeah, because she does come across as the type. Like
she does.
She really does, and that would be a storyline for her to get her in as a housewife next season.
Yep,
she's definitely going to come to the Housewives. That's if they do not take a break. Because let us look at the dynamics of the people in the show. Kenya has no storyline. Sheree has no storyline. Drew's storyline is going to kick off next season. Sonia will most likely be demoted. Candy has no storyline. We're doomed.
Exactly. So,
but if they're a good housewife, they don't need a storyline. If they're just their story period is good, they don't need a quote unquote storyline. Just their life.
But their stories are still
the problem is they don't have like personalities. Like
there you go.
They don't have interesting personalities to begin with. The thing is, even if you don't necessarily have a storyline, right? When you have an engaging personality, right, it just works, right?
Exactly.
Like, we don't care that you don't have a storyline. We just love you on the show. We love the laughs that you give us, the giggles, all of that, right? But there is no one on the show, and that's the problem. It's all gloom and doom at the moment, right? There
Oh,
isn't any sort of like I was listening and I was watching this thing and I was like, not even like there wasn't like a moment where I was like, like even like half a laugh. Like there wasn't really like anything. Like
Nothing.
that
It's
is a
just
problem.
dry.
It's just dry.
Yep.
And the fact that they have to drag out the beef this long tells me they don't have any content.
Exactly, because how many episodes are we going to talk about Candy not giving Marlo the response she wanted to her nephew's death? Like, this is what, 3 episodes in where we're talking about the same thing? Like, let's wrap it
7.
up.
No, so okay, 4
Yeah.
episodes now.
Yeah.
This
Yeah,
is
like
ridiculous.
that's
And
3 episodes too long.
Literally.
the thing about it was, I mean, the bottom line is Marlo's nephew worked for Candy, whatever how many months before his death, and he only worked for her like 6 months at that time. He wasn't an employee and Candy is jovial and everything with all her employees. So it wasn't like he was just someone that she even remembered that much. You know, the way Marlo was acting, you know what I mean? So the way Marlo
Mhm.
was putting it, like she was putting 20 on 10.
Yep.
And it was
Do
not, it
you
was
know the
not
way
like
I'm also reading it? I think that was his greatest achievement in life. He has never really achieved anything. And I
Mm.
think that was why she's like, oh, Candy must really like acknowledge this boy. I'm like, it's not Candy's fault that his life was useless. It's not Candy's fault that he had nothing to count for in his future, like, or in the present. Like, it was not Candy's fault. I mean, like, Candy is actually entertaining these people because if I was there, I would actually make her cry because there are so many things that she could have said that I'm sure that she's probably holding back.
I think part of what she's holding back is because people would not say Malu said this and Malu was the one that triggered that. People would be like, Candy went straight into the gutter. Why would she do that? Someone died. You know how
I
people
never
get
take the high road.
right.
Sorry.
So I
Someone else has
I
to
never
take it.
take the high road. You can leave that to someone else. Lord.
Honestly.
Mm-mm.
but
But
Candy told Marlo, you know, sorry about your nephew or whatever. We don't know how long after. Do we know how long after it was when Marlo went to her house when Riley was leaving to go to school to talk about it? Candy and Marlo are not that good of friends. Marlo constantly over the years has thrown shots and said nasty things. So
Mhm.
I'm not going to go out of my way to do nothing for you.
Yep.
Period. Period. I don't.
and
I
do you
don't
know
care.
what's actually annoying? Is the changing of the storyline that they keep doing.
Yep.
Mm.
Initially, she was like, oh, my cousin died because he met someone from there. My cousin
Yep.
died because of Candy, and Candy's not acknowledging the part she played. Then it
Mhm.
changed to, I wanted Candy to acknowledge my death. Then now it has changed to, I wanted Candy to pay for the funeral for for a child for the cousin. And now it has changed to, I wanted her to like
Send
send
flowers.
flowers or reach out. Like,
Mhm.
girl, what storyline are we
Which is
sticking to?
it?
Right. What do you want?
And remember, the other ladies didn't even know that had happened.
Mhm.
So that tells you how much she even talked to them about it. Because the other ladies didn't even know.
I honestly believe that it's just a storyline for Marlo. I don't think that she feels as strongly as she's trying to portray.
She doesn't feel at all.
I
Mm-hmm.
just think it's a storyline because why would you wait 2 years? And as someone who sometimes has delayed reaction to things, 2 whole years, nah, that is so far fetched, right? And you've been around this woman for a long time for you to bring it up. You even had Speak on it, right? Wasn't she on Candy Speak on it at some point, right? This was probably after what happened. So my thing is, you sat in front of this woman's face, laughing and kikiing, and then all of a sudden you're bringing this up as a storyline. It just feels like if you notice, most of Marlo's shade towards Candy is like towards her as a business person. I feel like Marlo resents the fact that she can't do that, and that's not what she does for money. And so I feel like it just feels it's coming across as you are trying to run Candy's businesses to the ground.
Because I'm looking right now online. He This happened to him in 2020.
Right.
That's when he was shot back in 2020. So it's like,
And then I think the speak on it was when. Let me see if I
so that whole thing, her holding on to that. Let me see. Yep, he does. I'm looking at. They had a thing here for Facebook for her that she had posted on Facebook. So it happened August 2020.
Mm.
That's
So
so August to 2022. Then a memory kicked off.
And
So-
the speak on it was posted on the 3rd of May 2021.
you said the what was posted
The speak on it that she had with Marlo,
was May 2021.
3rd of May 2021.
Okay, and he died in August of 2020. Now since then they have filmed. They've had all kind of stuff going on. Like I said, she went over to Candy's house for what's her name, for Riley to go to school. So like, come on, like that.
They actually spoke on it. So that's crazy because they spoke on it.
Yeah. So now you want to hold her, attempt to hold her accountable now, because this happened when this all went down on the show 2 years later. You want to try to hold her accountable over this when he wasn't even working for Candy at the time.
Right.
Like, come on. Absolutely ridiculous.
And if you, as Candy said, this should be about this child's family. Are they happy that you're using their son to chase clouds? Because this is just chasing clouds. She needs a storyline. She knew that last season people actually wanted her out of the show. This is like, oh, what way can I make Candy look bad so people feel like I'm not that bad? That's the only thing she's doing here. She just wants Candy to look bad. She wants Candy to not be liked. And it's like, for what?
I think she's trying to come for Candy's spot on the show. I think she feels like, but it's like, girl, you're gonna have to do a lot more than this nonsense you're doing. And the thing is, the reason no one likes you is because you go too low. Like Real Housewives, the shade was funny. The shade was fun. It was a light-hearted. It was never some deep-rooted stuff the way Marlo would always take it there. You know, Marlo should have never received a peach. There was a reason they held onto that peach for a while. She really should not have gotten a peach. She really shouldn't have.
She's actually giving me Lisa Rinna vibes from Beverly Hills. Oh, that woman was the devil's incarnate. Nah, the low she was willing to go, sending, like, she paid for trolls to go to what's her name, son's page to bully him.
Yeah, what's her name again?
Trolls. I keep forgetting. That's from Marsau.
She was the one on the Real for a while.
Yeah.
I can't remember her name.
She was really going low. She, like, do you know how insane you have to be to pay
Garcelle.
To pay for myself. To pay for
Buffet.
trolls, to go to your other cast Instagrams to bash them. You're sick.
You're sick, oh. You have to be, because that is the height. And it's interesting. I don't know if you guys remember that she went online, Marlo, recently, and was saying that, oh, people were talking about, no one wanted to bring up the incident. Well, she wanted to call it something else, but we're going to call it incident for YouTube reasons, right? So she didn't want to bring up the incident, and everyone is scared of Candy, and this. It just feels like her story is changing. But at the same time, Then she brought it up, and she was now coming at and saying, "Oh, Drew brought it up." I'm like, okay, let's say you really wanted to bring it up. Why not bring it up yourself? Why do you have to wait for Drew to bring it up? You were also the one that told us in the background that production kept pushing and telling people to bring it up. And so Drew eventually decided to bring it up, right? But on the show, you're then making it seem like Drew was the one that had an issue and brought it up, that you didn't really have an issue. Like, which is it? Stand in your truth. If you have an issue with freaking Candy, whoever it is that you have an issue with, say it. And wasn't it interesting that she sat at that table and said, oh, she's happy to move forward with everyone else? I'm like, of course you're happy to move forward. You're the one that has an issue and is constantly going low with all these women. These women haven't done anything to you. You're the one that is constantly going low. Of course, you would be cool to move ahead.
But to be honest, as much as I felt like Marlo and Candy needed to talk, Kenya and Drew, they were pissing me off. Like, shut up.
100%. I felt like, okay, guys, like, can we table it one after the other? Like, let's focus on Marlo and Candy for a sec. Then you can speak, and then you can speak. But I think I remember someone said something, and I feel like once Drew hears her name, it's all done. She is going to interrupt that conversation. Because as soon as someone said Drew, she interrupted and refused to stop talking. Now, that's one thing I think Drew needs to work on. Because even if someone said your name, it's okay. You will address it later. Give it a minute. Write it down if you have to. Seriously, like, let them speak. That was something I really, really didn't like, because it was making it hard for us to even hear the reads, if there were even any.
There was none actually. But Candy doesn't know how to read. She just knows how to respond and be like clear in her explanations. Kenya was acting like a child. I was like, well, she's like,
Kenya has always been childish.
I'm like, oh, come on, girl. I know
Kenya
you have a problem with Marlo, but come on. Let Marlo speak, because the more she speaks, the more she contradicts herself. But if you guys shut her up or trying to like talk over her, she would never expose herself. Most times actually. You allow dumb people to speak, because then their dumbasses will expose themselves.
But I can also imagine that it must be annoying to sit across someone or sit next to someone who starts ish and then comes back and then acts like they don't know why everyone is upset at them.
But the ish currently, it's not about you. You guys keep saying that you're elderly women, you are old, you are wise, you're this, you're blah, blah, blah. It's not. And then Sanya wanting to be Marlo's hero, like, girl, shut fuck up, like, I'm tired about it. Like, why are you explaining it? Candy does not need you to interpret what she's hearing.
They need to put a cape on freaking Sanya, man. At this point, like, she's trying to save Marlo.
Like, it's the fact that she even changed the story for Marlo. Should I say, oh, her problem was that you were not sympathetic, you're not this? I'm like, girl, shut fuck up. That was not the problem.
That really
Sheree, imagine, Sheree said she told her she wanted Candy to pay for the funeral. Then you are saying the problem is that Candy was not sympathetic. So what do you want Candy to believe?
Right.
Yep. And the thing is also, let Marlo explain that herself. It's not your job, Sanya. Like, it really isn't. Like, I was just like, what is the point? And this is why Candy does not like or is not going to mess with you. Because how are you going to sit in front of her and say, oh, this is what I think? Shut up. Let her speak. She's a grown-ass woman. Yep. And like, when you're in some mess, you don't see Marlo interrupting to try to defend you.
Yep. Never. Marlo can speak any other time. It's ridiculous.
But did you guys see the whole the way Kenya called us Sanya?
Yeah.
I mean, this is the second person that is calling you out for being fake.
I loved how, but I totally understood what Kenya did. I totally understood it, and she was right because she can't be trusted.
And the fact is, she has not still like understood why people cannot trust her. I'm even thinking Milo should not even trust her because I'm sure that with the way things are going, when they start filming next season, she will change. Because
Yeah,
I'm
because
sure that she's staying on
watches
the back
herself
shit.
back. Once she watches herself back, she'll probably be like, "Oh no, oh no," and then she'll change again.
Have you noticed that she has been the one doing like the most interviews?
Yeah, I know. Like this week, especially, she's been literally everywhere, and I'm like, why? Like, are they
Who's
trying
been everywhere?
Sanya?
Oh, really?
Yeah, she's been interviewing all week. And I'm just like, granted, like the whole season is trash, but like still, like you're the only one they could send now? Like what is going on? Mm-mm.
She probably is very available, seeing as her
Yeah,
husband is not there
that's what I was
to
gonna. That's what I was gonna
massage her.
say.
What?
Hey, Gigi just got discharged.
Good, Gigi.
Yay.
Get some rest when you get home.
Yes, get some
Yeah.
rest.
Oh, love and light.
But
Mm.
Saya girl. I know, funny thing, I tried to defend this girl in the early parts of the season,
You
but
did. I remember you were talking about her
I'm
storyline
tired.
and her
That's my
former
point.
show. I remember, girl.
I really want to see the storyline with her and her family because I feel like when you watch her and her family dynamics, at least she would not look bad.
Mm,
She's not the villain in her family's storyline. So that
yeah.
would have made like it would have sort of buffered like the whole atrocity of what she's doing outside her family. But we're not getting anything. So it's just like we don't have anything
Yeah.
to work with.
Yeah. I don't know. I wonder if it's the producers that really think like we want drama because the way this season has been edited is so weird. Like I just feel like where is like why does it seem like they're not doing anything anymore and all they're doing is fighting? Like I'm just like
Nothing.
I've never remembered the show to be like this ever.
They have
So
nothing to work on because let me just tell you this, like my theory.
hmm.
Before we talk about this Kenya deceiving herself with this nonsense scene, I don't know what she was doing, but I was actually pissed off.
Yeah,
So
that was.
they knew that this is a conspiracy theory.
Mm-hmm.
So we have only two married couples. Candy's storyline has stayed for so many seasons that people do no longer want to see it. And now we have only Saya left that practically has something to offer. And you know that if they are only showing Saya's family over and over, people will then start noticing that we have women that have nothing to offer in their personal lives. And they have a casting issue, and Andy's ego is getting in the way of them casting who we actually want for Real Housewives. So they do not want to take any fault, so they will rather throw Saya's family's storyline to the back and only have the cattiness. Because if we have only one person showing us the family thing, then we'll be like, why don't you get other people that have families? And Andy doesn't want to get them back because he loves his Candy. I know that Mocha is like a good, like a supporter of Candy, but I think it's time for her to go because she has so limited the show in the casting that it has affected the show. It's a conspiracy theory. Why is everybody quiet?
I'm like, I was waiting for Mocha to respond.
I'm sorry. You know what? I was looking at something. I didn't hear what you said. I apologize.
Okay,
Uh,
no.
What
Fair
did you
enough.
say again? I'm sorry.
I said the reason why I think they are not showing Saya and her family is that they know that she's the only one with a family.
Mm-hmm.
And if they show her more, they'll realize, the viewers realize that we have a cast of women that have no personal lives. Because you know that the others are practically faking whatever they're giving us. And Courtney is saying her life is, she said her relationship is
Complicated. She's always saying it's
complicated. That
complicated.
means she's still sleeping with her baby daddy.
Yes, and Courtney has that one. She has the one child that's an adult. She's still sleeping with the baby daddy. They
That's
show
pathetic.
Candy's
Being a
life.
side chick for over 30 years.
Yeah,
Weak
yeah.
as
They
hell.
show Candy's life. You know, here and there. They show Candy's life.
But
Simon,
Candy's life has played. It has played over
yeah,
the years.
yeah,
So
we know
Candy's
Candy's
life
life.
needs to take like a back step. So now
We
it's going
know.
to be quite like painfully obvious that we have women that are not married, not in any stable relationships, and just dead all day around.
But
So
there's Drew's home life because Drew's married with the kids.
Drew said that they didn't film the whole divorce for this season.
They didn't.
No. So we're going to, except if they are going to
So what?
edit
We're gonna
something
wait
in
for
us.
a whole season to see Drew
Yeah,
go
that
through the
made no sense.
divorce?
They should have filmed all. When did they wrap filming
At this
for
point,
them?
I'm like, I'm
The
bothered.
thing is, I know they went back and filmed, but like you would think they would cut out all this nonsense they're giving us.
Because they were still filming when they went through the divorce stuff. They were still filming then.
That's the problem. I don't know what they want to offer to us
Mm.
because I'm bothered at this point.
Also, I need to find out who does their like quality assurance because I need to understand like who watches it back and thinks like, oh wait,
It's a
this is a good.
black man, one black dude like that. See,
Nah,
at this point, maybe they need to bring Carlos because he's so passionate about them.
and to be
But
fair, Carlos would give them a good show because Carlos is all about he knows how to spice things up and the only
like
thing is
he's
I feel like
actually willing to sabotage Love Marriage Huntsville to get back to Real Housewives.
okay, we want to get
Listen,
back to the
they,
baby.
they needed to have that camera there to see Cynthia Bailey, that divorce. They need to have the camera
Storylines.
there for that.
They really fumbled the bag on that
They
one.
needed
Nene
to
and her horrible
listen.
boyfriend.
They need to be seeing what Portia is
Nene
doing
with that
as a
whole thing. Now they're going through the breakup. They needed to have that camera there for Portia and that big, beautiful, elaborate Nigerian wedding. They needed to have that
Storylines.
because that wedding was beautiful. That whole thing was beautiful. That needed to be on screen. That whole thing, they should have given Portia whatever she wanted because
They
she
can
was.
still buy the footage, I'm sure, because she really made sure it was a whole production. So
Yes,
you
that thing.
know.
I mean, Swanky Jerry came over from Nigeria to style it and everything. Like they should have that right there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like they
They
should have done
wasted
given her a wedding special because that thing is
quality
beautiful.
storylines.
Yep.
That right there. Even I mean, they could have touched. You know, Portia would have been uncomfortable because she is with that lady's husband. But and that whole thing with Latoya that's a whole mess with that boyfriend and everything on couples retreat. But still, that right there, that whole thing is TV gold. With Portia.
TV gold,
That
seriously.
right,
They could
that
have even brought
and you
Fally
know, and the thing about it
over.
is, I love her and Simon's story. I like Simon.
I do too. They
It's
dropped the
like
ball.
he is aging in reverse. They just left Hawaii a couple days ago. I
Yeah.
love their story. I really do. I love their story.
But they're giving us my cousin dies.
This nonsense over and over every
I
episode.
know. They are listen, they are giving us young, rich. They're giving us like young, rich, and African American. That's what they are giving us. Really.
I think we need to go and start tweeting at Bravo and
People
Andy.
have been doing, they're not listening.
Seriously.
They are traveling. Portia's hair business is doing good. Like, I watch
Just
her Instagram.
tired.
Everything with her, it looks like it's going good. Why can't we have that on TV?
I mean, they want to show you Kenya deceiving herself that she's not going through menopause, talking about she wants another child.
I'm like, sis,
Give
give it
The
a rest.
storyline is tired.
Kenya is
Even
what?
the doctor
How old
looked
is
at
she
her
now?
as if she
52.
Yeah.
How
Figure
old
it out.
she is now? She's 52
52.
or 53. She's 52.
She's 53.
She's 53. She already had a hard time when she had Brooklyn, and back then she was what, 48 when she had Brooklyn. Like, Kenya, come on. I mean, you'd have to have that your baby by a surrogate, and you already talk about not having a village to help you raise Brooklyn. Now you
Mhm.
have another child. Come on, don't play in my face, Kenya.
Yeah.
And I'm
she
on your
needs a
side.
storyline.
Yes, I'm on your side. Don't listen, Kenya. Listen, Kenya has the storyline right there.
I'm not on her side.
Being a mother her age, raised in Brooklyn. That's storyline right there. Going through that, raising the child with the business and all that stuff, and this beautiful
She needs to be
place
fired.
that she's gonna have.
Sounds like
Yes.
like I don't,
Fire her. Like, I'm bored. Like, when I watched that scene, I was so annoyed. Like, girl, even doctors, we are scared of telling women over 40 to get pregnant. And
Yep.
since you're like way
Yes.
past
Bariatric
menopause,
pregnancy.
And then you're sitting in her face talking about, like, it's a different thing if it just happened, because it happens to some people and then they,
Right.
but you're going there to literally be like, oh, I'm thinking of having a baby. Like, seriously, what the hell?
Girl,
Yes.
stop
You're
it.
sitting there 50-something years old.
Yeah.
And I still say, I don't know if you guys watched Love Match Atlanta.
I
That was
watched
such a good.
it. Why didn't he come back for a
I
second
know,
season?
because that's when they could have even integrated them with this show to send Kenya
See,
and
I'm telling
Sheree
you,
on dates.
to make this show bang, SWV was a show.
You see, I didn't watch that show at all.
I didn't watch
You
it
missed
either.
storylines everywhere.
Mhm.
Bring those women
Oh.
on and throw away all the cast of Real Housewives. But the thing is that Tiny doesn't want to come on Real Housewives, so that's a problem. So they might as well just do another season of SWV because it's way interesting, and
I'm curious as
like
to why
it
Tiny
had
doesn't want to be on Real Housewives.
it
too.
had YouTube banging. Like, come on.
Mhm. Why? Do you know why Tiny didn't want to be on Housewives?
She has a superstar husband, and they have like too much family drama. So it's like they'll be
Yeah.
open to too much criticism. And they had their own show.
Yeah,
Like,
they
Tiny
did
has
have
been
the
on
family.
multiple
They had the
shows.
family hustle.
But that got
So-
canceled. Those allegations came out.
Right, that got canceled, so she was able to be on another show. So they could bring. I mean, it's been long enough. They could bring but it would just. I mean, it would just be her on this show. I mean,
They'll
Bring
probably
Latisha, bring Tamika, bring
The whole gang.
yeah.
why bring everybody?
But the
That's a
thing is,
storyline.
the thing is about them is would the Bravo universe accept them? That's the thing on Bravo. It's one thing to be on VH1 or on OWN or
But
on We.
people really liked their show. SWV was like,
But the people on VH1 is a different viewer than Bravo.
it was
It's
on
a
Bravo.
different type of viewer. They have a totally different demographic than Bravo.
SWV was on Bravo too.
Yeah,
SWV, SK.
Yeah, but the Housewives is it's different. It's a different type of demographic that they have.
Okay, why don't they do it this way? Shelf Real Housewives of Atlanta, have another season of SWV. Because it was way too short, just 6 episodes. I didn't even get to see anything.
Yeah, but that was it. It's a 6-episode show that they put in that may not come back. That's probably not going to come
What's
back.
that?
But it's just Bravo's just different. It's just the way Bravo is just different.
Then
Mm.
bring some of the cast. Latisha and Tamika will obviously want to come, and they have a storyline of sibling rivalry, so it will pick up the show.
Could you see Candy and Tiny against those girls? Oh my God.
Ooh, Tiny will eat them up.
She really would. That would be interesting for sure.
Hmm. Tiny would not be playing with them.
Mm-mm.
Kenya will have a run for her money.
Mhm. Tiny would be putting them in their place.
And it was actually funny because Tiny said that she was the one that was actually like reached out to for Real Housewives of Atlanta, but she's like, "Oh, I'm not doing it," and then she referred Candy.
Hmm.
Like,
Oh,
But wait,
interesting.
know who else they need to bring back too? They need a camera. Eva.
Oh yes, with the
The
divorce
Yeah.
part
going
with
on
the
right now.
camera. You need the camera there. Eva just posted yesterday a beautiful thing for Father's Day for Michael, but they need that camera there with Eva. They got
Mm.
give them whatever they want. Bring them back. You got these ladies primed for the picking, going through these divorces.
And the thing
Take that
is,
money and bring them.
Eva was shady enough. Of course, she didn't
Yo, she
remember
was.
her. She didn't remember anything. But aside that, right? She was like super funny and like shady all the
Hmm.
time. I actually thought she was a good addition. I think she shouldn't have left Housewives.
I don't either. Bring
yeah,
Eva with that good face,
bring
that
Eva, bring
smoking, that weed,
Cynthia,
all that. Bring her back.
Yeah.
Bring
because to be
Eva back.
honest, I know people were saying Cynthia was boring, but the problem was that Cynthia was in a group of so much like personalities. So she had
Mm,
to be the calm person. But she
yes.
was actually shady. So it's like
Yeah.
at this point we are starving.
Remember when
A,
Cynthia
a
kicked
tiny
Portia?
drop would be enough.
Remember when she kicked Portia that time in the stomach?
Oh yes, I remember that.
but
Oh my
she was,
god.
but she was that balance. But they need to bring that. That's what they need to bring them back.
Hmm.
Shoot, that
That
right?
was a really good cast.
Yes.
It was solid.
Yes, very solid. They
Hmm.
need to bring them back.
And Kim
And that's
Fields
why
was
I
like,
think
"Oh
we'll have
no, I'm not
women.
doing this."
Yeah. I think
Kim
we
was
also
like,
have a
"Hell no,
solid cast for Love Marriage Detroit.
yes,
Mm,
I'm
DC,
not interested in that."
they might as well shelf DC because it's terrible.
Yeah, it's all bad.
oh yeah, I
Detroit, they
stopped
have
watching. Yeah.
finer, younger casts, and
Hmm.
their intro looks interesting.
Okay, I guess I'll be watching.
Nah, it's actually looking interesting. Actually, okay. At least we don't have any cheating problems.
For now.
Right.
Oh, actually, for now.
For now.
We'll see.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's all about the episodes. Because
Yeah,
Yeah, not
Hmm.
watching it, to be honest.
yeah.
God, 9 more episodes to go.
Oh God.
We can,
Ah,
we can, we can last. We can last.
ah, I no longer even watch it live because I'm like,
Mm.
Mm-mm.
I can't deal.
Yeah, I mean, I just watch it whilst I'm doing other things. I watch it in the background.
Like a podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like a podcast.
Right.
Exactly what I do. Like a podcast. I'm just like, I'm not doing this.
So
And
we
then
have
Boring
if anything
life.
interests me, then I pick up my phone and I look.
so we have 9 more episodes,
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah,
so they're putting, what do you call it, on Sunday nights? The Real Housewives of New York.
New York.
Yeah, New York is going
Those
to be
new
on.
women, I don't like the way people are treating them like as if they are going to ruin the whole show.
Mm.
I haven't really looked at them yet. I think they have a promo that's out.
They're not really promoting them. The viewers of New York are like, oh, they're too young, they need that storyline. But we had old bitches that were young before, so I'm like,
See, what they needed to do was they needed to add, what do you call it, needs to come back. They need to bring them back instead of Real Housewives of New York. They need to bring back Married to Medicine.
I think Married to Medicine is this July.
That's coming back in July too, because I know they just wrapped
Yeah.
filming like maybe 2 weeks ago.
Even Real Housewives of Potomac, I think that would be probably August.
Yep, they wrapped. I think Potomac wrapped. I thought they said Salt Lake City wrapped.
too wrapped.
Wrapped.
I didn't know what's that. They brought back Mary.
They brought back Mary as a friend of or full time?
Full time.
Full time,
Who else
really?
is going to carry the show?
Yeah, Mary is a
that
mess.
woman is sick in the head, but she's great entertainment.
I still say free Jen Shah.
Our beef with Jen Shah is still like epic, and I wanted someone to just shut Whitney up, so I'm like happy that she's back. Because Whitney acts like a brat, and with her alcohol problems, like girl, seek help.
Yep. So wow, Mary's back full time. Where was Mary? Because
they
nobody
fired her. She refused to come for the reunion and all. She was bashing them on social media.
But they were acting like she wasn't even in Salt Lake. Like she totally disappeared. The church was closed down and everything. Because didn't they go to the church to look and the church was closed down?
That woman is a scam.
Oh,
Mary is a scam. How would you be married to your grandfather? I'm still like,
no, that was her grandmother's husband.
Yeah, grandmother's husband.
That was her grandfather. That was her grandmother's husband. There's a difference.
And then said that the grandmother said. Remember, she said the grandmother said that, basically.
When I die, marry my husband.
Mm-hmm.
So she married her grandmother's husband.
Like, ew. Even if she said that, she clearly wasn't in the right mind. Like, why would you do that?
Gigi said it's still her grandfather.
Yeah.
Step-grandfather. That's her step-grand. What's his name? Big Robert? Robert Sr.
and the son of Robert Jr.
It
if I adopt a child, I know the child's mom. So it's like,
you couldn't get
the
on
man has been eating a team coochie for a long time. Then they just lied. They needed a cover up.
But listen, but I still want to know who Coach Shaw is knocking off. Because Jen Shaw's been in jail since what? Since when did she go to jail? November? Was that November she went to jail?
I think it was December.
Was it December?
Yeah. But we still have Lisa. We have this. We have Meredith. So she has like a storyline there. I don't know. I don't like Lisa.
I don't like Lisa.
She's too proud.
I didn't like Meredith either. I really didn't like none of them too much. I only like Jen. I only like Jen was the only one I really liked.
And I guess that's why they had to bring Mary, because they needed to keep the fans.
Yeah, because the other ones, they got on my nerves because they was too full of crap.
They're too nasty. But if they can bring Mary, they can actually bring back the cast of Atlanta. So anybody have any last words before we close the panel? I'm just happy that Detroit is starting this week.
I'm not interested.
Yeah, literally.
I'm actually interested. Like, I'm sold.
Nah. What?
I feel like anything is better than freaking what we're watching
DC.
right now.
Exactly.
Nah, anything is better than DC.
DC sucks.
I'm not. Listen, Carlos King. I already watched his Love and Marriage, and you know what? I have not watched Love and Marriage Huntsville or Bell Collective yet this week. I have not watched either one.
The episode was actually nice. You need to watch.
I have to watch. Let's see. I might watch them later tonight.
Don't watch Bell Collective. This episode this week was just fake as hell. Every single scene was just productions.
Really?
It was terrible. It was that bad. It was terrible. Like,
so no one. I'll wait and watch it. I'll watch it Friday. I'll watch both of them together. I'll do that. I'll watch them both together Friday. But Queen,
Regina, any last words?
what you see what Gigi says?
It's been nothing but
Poor Coach Coordinator Shah.
Gigi, that's Salt Lake City. Those men are crazy. But so that's all for today. At this point, yeah, definitely, Gigi. At this point, we're going to close the panel. Thank you guys for tuning in. We're holding on, hoping this season gets better. Hoping on God.
Fingers crossed.
Thank you so much.
Thank you all. Have a good night, ladies.
Have a good night.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.
Bye-bye.